Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night, which means it's another live Wicked Horror Show. I'm Kevin, and as always, I'm joined by Tony Has Nine Fingers.
What is going on, people?
And Tony, would you like to introduce one of our very special guests?
Sure. From the movie Phantom Fun World that I've seen trailer for and I'm excited to see, the director, Tory Jones.
What's
How
up,
are you?
Tory?
Thanks
And would
for
you like to
having
introduce the other people we have? We have some cast members in the room as well. Who else do we
Yeah.
have with us?
me? So, joining me from the film Phantom Fun World is our final girl, our leading lady, Miss Celeste Blandon.
Hi, Celeste.
Thanks
And
for
then,
having me.
And
and then we also have Mr. Wes Robinson from Blair Witch.
Hi guys. Hi.
what's going on, man? And lastly,
And then we also have Miss Spencer Madison from from Hell. So
you say from hell? Is that what you said? Oh, snap. You have someone from hell in your movie? That's pretty dope. I thought
Yeah.
Elsie Holt was a big get. You have someone from hell. So yeah, do you want to talk a little bit about Phantom Fun World? You've got some other movies that you've made in the past as well. This seems like things are progressing. Things are getting bigger budget and bigger and bigger and bigger for you, which is awesome. It's great. So are you guys still doing an Indiegogo for this, or have you halted on that?
So we are planning to launch a finishing funds Indiegogo with a goal of around 12 to 15,000 to finish up. We still have 3 days left of shooting, and then for our post production costs and stuff like that, we're planning to launch that a week from this Friday on June the 10th.
Nice.
Yeah.
And you can find more information for was it Jonestown Film?
JonestownFilms.com. Yep, and then of course here on Facebook and Instagram and social media platforms, we'll be posting the link to that. Probably be doing some more live videos and stuff as we lead up to that over the next 2 weeks. So.
Cool. And so, yeah, do you want to talk a little bit about, the synopsis and maybe just a little, where the idea came from and everything for this one?
Yeah. Before I do that, Jace, our other cast member, he said he is calling in. I'm not sure if he's called in yet or not.
I don't see him.
Okay. He's supposed to be joining us, Jace Carson.
He just popped up. I'm waiting
Okay.
for the video to pop up. But yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so Phantom Fun World basically is about this abandoned indoor theme park, sort of in the vein of like a Chuck E. Cheese or a Gaddy Town, which we actually filmed at a Gaddy Town for a lot of this film. But this film basically is about this indoor fun park where all this bad stuff happened back in the early 90s, and then it shut down, and now it's being reopened. And the film centers around our character, played by Celeste, Andy, and her younger brother. Andy, of course, is having to take care of her younger brother due to some unforeseen circumstances in their life. And then she ends up taking this job that her friend, played by the lovely Spencer Madison, did her. And from there, everything goes downhill. They start to learn that maybe the perpetrator of these crimes from the early 90s has been there the entire time, maybe living in the walls of Phantom Fun World. And then, yeah, all hell breaks loose from there.
That sounds cool to me.
Yeah.
There's nothing creepier than like an amusement park of any sort any of those kind of places are always super creepy. So that's always a great spot for a horror movie, especially something a little different. And we have Jace. He's muted. It looks like.
Hello.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Jace.
Oh, my camera's not working, but
that's okay. We can still hear you. That's all that matters.
That's fine. That's all right.
Yeah. So Tory, is this something you've had in your mind for a while? Is this like a project that a story that you've wanted to do for a while?
So actually, it's weird. How it works with me is usually I'll have an idea pop into my head that I can't get away from, and that's usually what the next film is. Sometimes it takes a little longer than others, but with Phantom, we were close to wrapping on They See You. I feel like maybe we were already editing They See You, and then the idea just popped into my head to do something set inside of an indoor fun park, and then from there it was pretty clear on what that would be, and it all just sort of happened really quick with what the story would be and stuff. So that one happened really, really quick, and it was decided that was going to be the next film that I would direct.
Nice. And you worked with Jace in the past. You mentioned what was the name of the movie that he did with you?
They See You, yeah, which was actually just acquired for distribution back in March. So
nice.
That should be released either this year or early next.
Is it going to be like a digital distribution, or is it physical media and stuff too? Or
I actually was able to retain physical rights because the way the market is now, but it will definitely be available on all digital platforms. There's Jace.
What up, Jace?
Hello.
And, just real quick, Sergio's in the chat room saying what's up to everybody. What's up, Sergio? And we have Alfredo saying what's up as well. So you worked with Jason in the past. How did everyone else, like this awesome group of people here, how did this all come to be? Was it like an open casting, or were these people that you're like, I want to work with them someday, and now let's do it? How did that come about?
It's actually different with each one of these guys. Jace, I loved working with Jace. I thought he was a little younger on the last one we shot, but he was just super talented and easy to work with. Took direction. And I feel like he has a huge future in front of him. So I knew I wanted to bring him back. And then for Spencer, we started talking. I think she submitted for the film, actually. You sent in an email, right?
No, I just DM'd you on Facebook.
Okay. Well, we ended up talking. We pretty much had the same personality, which we kind of clicked with that. And I saw her reel. She's a super talented actress, and she is this character that she plays in this film. I mean, down to every single aspect of that character. She is that character. And then for Celeste, it's the same thing. Like I could not have asked for a better actor to play Andy. Like Celeste is Andy. And I think she pulled from. You correct me, Celeste, if I'm wrong. She pulled from her.
Sorry, yeah, that's super loud. Okay.
But Celeste, I think she pulled a lot from her personal life as well with this character, and she just embodied this character, and was incredible to see her bring it to life. And then Wes. I reached out to Wes, and he was like, send me a script maybe. And
send me a script maybe.
Exactly what I said.
we have a friend, and I said, you should get Wes, who's here in Kentucky, to come to your convention. And Wes came to that convention. And then I just stayed on Wes about it. And finally he caved, and he read the script and decided to come on board. But he was a joy to work with as well. So it was different with all of them. But these four right here, I feel like, are really the heart and soul of Phantom Fun World.
Nice. I just want to point out too, Spencer, when you said that you DM'd him, I thought you said I damned him, which would go back into you being from hell.
I honestly, that's pretty much what happened.
Yeah.
That's totally what it sounded like. Then I was like, oh, wait a minute. She said she meant DM'd. So that's awesome. So So yeah, so you DM'd him. Was it just something from a post that you saw that he was looking for like cast, or was it
So
something else?
he actually started like an official Facebook group for Phantom Fun World to kind of create buzz before. I mean, this was even before the Indiegogo, I think, launched. And I had seen the post, or I had seen the group from a mutual friend, and it wasn't. I mean, it wasn't. I didn't know what it even was, so I just joined, and then I saw a bunch of other actors trying to like submit via the front of the page, and so I finally just DM'd Tory, and I was like, "Hey, here's my stuff. Like, I guess I'm just trying to get on your radar if you're casting." And then I don't think even maybe a month and a half, 2 months later, he came through that. So
That's awesome. That's cool. I mean, is that like as filmmakers nowadays with the time we're in, is that something that's more like the norm now, Tori? Like for casting and stuff, is it more online now than in person?
Well, sometimes. I try to consider everyone that submits, or at least I want to see something of theirs if they've done it. I think that's important. But it's I mean, it's kind of a mixed bag. Sometimes I'll get people that DM that are serious and that legit have like something about them that you're like, okay, well, there's obviously something there. Let's see if what they do with an audition or if they have a reel or something like that. And then there's other people that like email and stuff like that. So it's just different with everybody.
Yeah, that's cool. So I have the Indiegogo, the little Indiegogo trailer. It's not. It's. I mean, you don't have an actual trailer yet, right?
Yeah, no, that's just basically just a crowdfunding pitch video.
Yeah. So is there going to be new stuff when the new one drops, or is it you going to use the same one? Or
yeah, for sure. We're working on a teaser trailer, as well as a special look behind the scenes, because our audio people were amazing and they shot BTS, a lot of BTS for us. It was just like this added bonus. Jace.
Oh, Jace. Jace is at it again. Anyways, I'm gonna play
That's me.
That's me. I'm Jace. I'm gonna play the Indiegogo pitch right now, so people can get an idea. Even though you've already pretty much kind of said the stuff that's in it, but still, it looks good, right? And you guys, you have how many days left of filming?
3 days.
3.
Yeah.
And one of the perks I saw on the Indiegogo was an opportunity to be in the movie. Mm-hmm. Was that happening soon, or did that already happen?
That already happened.
Okay. Yeah. For some reason, I thought it was tomorrow. But anyways, I don't know what calendars are. I work from home now, so it all blends together. So I apologize. Anyways, here's the Indiegogo pitch trailer for Phantom Fun World. We'll be right back.
Hello, I'm Tory Jones with Jonestown Films, and some of you may know me as the director of such films as The Wicked One, Angel, Wicked Ones, or They See You. But today, we're here to talk about what's next from Jonestown Films, and that's our 6th feature, Phantom Fun World. In our story, a group of employees of a local amusement park find themselves targeted by a mass serial killer with strong ties to the park's jaded and tragic history. We are combining elements from some of the classic horror films and some of our favorites. Imagine Friday the 13th, but taking place inside of a amusement park. Or Halloween, taking place in Chuck E. Cheese. These elements are going to make this film special, unique, and loads of fun. We have tons of awesome perks that you can get exclusively through this campaign and become a part of this film with us. Plus, every Friday, we're introducing new perks. That's right, new perks every Friday. So be sure to check out our campaign, grab you some sweet Phantom Fun World swag, and be a part of this awesome horror film. In closing, I just want to say thank you for listening to this video and for checking out our Indiegogo campaign. We hope that you'll lock arms with us as we bring to life this awesome horror flick, Phantom Fun World. Thank you guys once again.
I'm old. Yeah. That's yeah, it looks pretty awesome. So it's besides I mean, obviously you got some talent here. You have Wes. If you look at Wes's IMDb, you've been in so much stuff. It's crazy. So much like great stuff as well. That's the thing is it's not just like, hey, I have 100 credits and they're like, meh, you know, things that I'm like, that show was awesome.
Super lucky. Like,
yeah.
A lot of times. Yeah.
Well, that's I mean, there's a reason why. You know, all that luck from over the years has now turned into a tree falling on your car.
Yeah.
So I mean, it goes both ways, but luckily the luck part has been pretty awesome. So it's pretty great.
Thank you.
And so getting people like Wes and Elsie Holt in the movie, was that like something that from the get-go, or was that as you started doing the Indiegogo, it was like, all right, now we have a budget enough where we can actually start farming this out to some bigger names as well? Was Wes involved from the beginning or not?
So if I recall, and at this point my mind is,
you better remember, Tory Jones,
is you want to work with I hate to call them like bigger actors or whatever. I feel like that's a slight towards everyone else, but people with experience on bigger budget films, because you benefit from their involvement. And it's not necessarily about, oh, I have a name involved. I feel like some filmmakers look at it this way.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, when I considered Wes, it was his performance in Blair Witch. He does things with his acting that is very subtle. He has these little subtle things that he does as an actor, as a performer, that I just think is just gold. And he doesn't even have to, it's the way he displays his emotion. He's very good at knowing when to exert and when to hold back. And that's why I wanted to work with Wes. I feel like his performance in Blair Witch was one of the best things about that movie. Sorry, buddy. And for LC, it's the same thing. When you look at Your Next, the way he moves in that film, just little things that he did in that film, I feel like that lended itself to the character of the Phantom. And then with Ari Lehman, the first Jason Voorhees, Ari's so over the top.
Mm-hmm.
And I've known Ari for a long time that I was just like, okay, if there's going to be this character who started this, who's like our Walt Disney or whatever that started this park, it's freaking Ari who did that. So
that's I wasn't even thinking of what he would be playing in the movie. That totally makes sense.
Yeah,
like him owning this place, that totally makes sense. And I think he'd be like, every time I've met him at conventions, he's always been like just like a presence, you know, like that's great. It's good choice. And same thing with LC. We've had LC on the show before too, and he seems very like grounded, but also very professional at the same time. Yeah, it's just like he wouldn't let you goof off kind of deal, because this is we're here to do something and let's do it. That's what it seems like.
Yeah, I got very lucky with this film that the cast is super solid. In past films I've had, it's kind of been mixed. It's been like there's really good actors, and then there's been really bad actors in some films. You know what I mean? And with this one, I felt like everybody just over-delivered on their performances. I mean, Celeste is there were scenes that Celeste did with Jace and with Spencer that literally I was standing back there like choking down tears and stuff.
Really?
It was that emotional.
Wow. That's pretty intense.
Yeah.
And that's one thing too. I noticed when you all came on before the show, it seemed like you were really like a tight-knit group, like a family kind of deal, because we mentioned many a times, especially like we haven't seen the film or anything, but you could tell the difference between people who enjoyed working with each other and then people who just jumped on a set for like a paycheck kind of deal. And just watching it, you see it a lot more in like independent films where it's more, you can't really, goof off or whatever because of the budgetary confinements. But it's one of those things where it just seems like on indie films, it's a lot more of a family atmosphere than okay, we're just going to get you together and then, try to make it work. So just everyone coming on, it seemed like everyone got, again, I haven't been able to, watch it yet, but I'm sure that that vibe will come off on camera as well.
Yeah.
Thank
you. So
I was going to say,
I warned you guys. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that I think that since you were talking about indie filmmaking, like that's one of my favorite parts of doing something that's not a studio or something that is you don't have a trailer to go to. You have to hang out with each other. So, I mean, it kind of forces you to be buddies, even if you wouldn't be, kind of. But we would be guys. We would be. I'm just.
Les forced us all to be friends. He was like, you want to get away from us? We tried to run away, but.
That's the one thing too I was going to bring up with I mean, it doesn't take anything away from the movies, but sometimes you'll see like, oh my God, Danny Trejo's in this movie, and it's just like they paid to get him on set for like an hour, and it's just like he just walks by, and he's like, I'm Danny Trejo, everyone, and that's his whole cameo, but he's on the cover, So it's good that like it seems like you found like some people that they're very solid, and then there's some people that if you're a horror fan, you're going to know who these people are, you're going to know who Wes is, you're going to know who Elsie Holt is, and it's like. They're there to actually act kind of deal. So it's pretty dope. I do want to bring up, I mentioned beforehand that Sergio likes to ask the question of what your favorite horror movie is. Sorry, Jace, you weren't on yet before we talked about this, but give you guys some time to think. Let's start with Tory. What would you say your favorite horror movie of all time is?
Oh man. I would probably say it's cliche, but Halloween for sure. Halloween is probably my favorite horror film of all time.
It's not. I mean, I don't think it's cliche. There's a reason why so many people love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Spencer, what would you say your favorite horror movie is?
Oh, I was really hoping I wasn't going to be next.
I can change that. I can ask someone else if you want a couple minutes.
No, I actually have like a two-parter, if that's okay.
Okay.
So I think the movie the horror movie that affected me the most when I was younger, when I first saw it, was actually the movie Stay Alive. It has Sophia Bush in it. It's about like the killer video game.
Okay, yeah.
Frankie Muniz is in that one too.
Yeah.
Is the question our favorite or what affected us? Like,
it could be both because it's actually kind of both.
So much.
It is kind of both because my favorite horror movie doesn't necessarily scare me, but there's another movie that scares me to death.
Yeah.
And I would so either war I guess would work. So what was that one called?
Stay Alive.
Stay Alive, yeah. But I think my favorite horror movie is the movie adaptation of Silent Hill.
Okay.
Kind of.
Dude, they ran out of luck.
Stay Alive is awesome. Oh yeah, Wolfie's saying Stay Alive is awesome, and so is Sophia Bush. Yeah. So Celeste, what would your favorite horror movie be?
It's a tie for me between The Shining and Midsommar.
Okay.
All right.
Which a lot of people are going to say I pronounced it incorrectly, but I believe that Ari Aster pronounces it that way, so I'm going to go with this one.
I'm going to say you pronounced it correctly as well. A friend of mine goes to Sweden once a year for the actual festivities, and that's how he pronounces it as well.
Yeah.
And it's a great movie. I agree. It's one of the it's some people that are like big A24 people. They don't necessarily love that one, but they don't have not all of their movies are like
elevated horror.
It's good. I'm sorry. Wes, is it going to be a Blair Witch movie or what's it?
It's mine. I thought Tory was going to say Scream because we both love Scream. I think I'm saying that right. It might be Scream.
Depends on what country you're from. There's an umlaut above the A.
No, yeah, exactly. I'm a huge Wes Craven fan. I wish I could have worked with him so much. But I love Scream. I love everything about it. I love all the movies. I love Misery a lot. It's a movie my mom made me watch with her when I was little, and I was like, "What is this?" And then she hobbled the guy, and I'm like, "Okay, I'm sold." Yeah, and The Shining, Halloween. I got a lot of them.
Nice, cool. Jace, what would you say your favorite horror movie is?
Gosh, I will be honest with you. I don't watch too many. I don't watch too many movies, just in general.
Okay. If you had to just pick one,
if I had to just pick something,
It doesn't even have to be hard. Just say it's your favorite horror movie. Like it could be like How Stella Got a Groove Back or something like that.
I mean, Scream's pretty good. We watched it on set, and it was pretty good. The new one.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah, it was pretty.
I still haven't seen the new one. I know it's going to be blasphemous. I haven't seen the old ones either.
Wait, like at all?
No.
Kevin, come on.
Yeah, you know, whatever. Yeah. I'm too busy rewatching the same stuff over and over again. I haven't seen any of the Scream movies. I own them all. I just haven't watched them. I also own all the James Bond movies. I've never seen one of those either. But yeah, I got a problem. So Tony, looks like Tony dropped. He'll be back. So yeah, going into the production side of things, how long? You have a couple days left. How long were you guys actually filming for already? Like how much of yours? Like how long did it take to get done what you've gotten done?
So we shot for 14 days. We shot straight through. I've done the whole weekend thing because I mean, on indie film, some people work regular jobs and stuff like that. I cannot do the weekend thing ever again, nor will I ever. So we shot straight through for 14 days, and then, like I said, we've got 2 or 3 days left to shoot in August. We're going back to camera on August 1st. So.
Nice. Just a few like pick up stuff. And one thing I was gonna mention, besides like your crowdfunding and stuff like that, I was actually pretty impressed with the amount of, I mean, for like a smaller, like more independent production company, the amount of cool merch you have on your website. Like I was like, that, because your logo is awesome. I'm like, that's a dope shirt. I would totally wear that. Then I was like, you have all these Blu-rays, you have all these DVDs as options to buy. And I'm assuming some of those funds would go towards making the movie as well, right? Yeah. I would think, yeah.
Yeah. Everything that I make, I always end up pouring back into a film or a film project in some way. So, yeah, man, I'm big on, I've talked to some of these guys about this, but I'm big on like branding and marketing. We're working on stuff right now for Phantom. There's Brandon, our second AD for the film. But yeah, we're working on stuff for Phantom. I feel like, and this is just me, I feel like we have a really, really solid villain in the Phantom.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like this character, of course we're in post now, but if it's marketed right, I feel like it could really take on a life of its own.
Nice.
And I feel like there's potential for this thing to end up on some of bigger marketing websites or bigger merchandise websites that, people follow and stuff. I just feel like this character just has so much potential. We're talking about action figures right now.
Oh, nice.
We're going to be looking into getting the mask on a
Do you
certain
need me to mold my abs for my figure?
Yes, we do.
Yeah. On a side note, I 3D print figures. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Oh, okay. Well,
sorry,
great.
Wes. Sorry, Wes. I didn't feel anything there when I kicked it.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, that's cool. Like I like as collectors, whatever we can add to the shelves, and unlike the Scream movies and watch. I was telling them, Tony, that I've never seen the Scream movies. And that's when you.
Hey, I don't know. At that point in time, my power went out. I guess it was because of the heat, possibly. It was more like a brownout than a blackout or something. But I just came back. Coming back on you talking about, I guess now horror figures coming out. You look at like Terrifier, like Art the Clown or Hatchet or whatever. Now you see a bunch of like new. You had your early stuff with Freddy and Jason and stuff like that. So it'll be good to have like a new wave of horror icons to come. So
well, even if it's more boutique stuff too, like if it's like limited, like I have like a Behind the Mask like
Leslie
figure
Vernon.
on my wall. Yeah, I have a Leslie Vernon figure that was like one of like I don't know, like 1,000 maybe, but that was maybe even less. Yeah. And I was like, I'm all over that. Yes, because I bought it from the guy who sculpted it and everything. So it's like, I don't know. As collectors, we eat that stuff up. So that's the smart move. And also, Tony, I was pointing out that on their merch site, on their website. They got awesome stuff. Like you can get the movies that they have like I don't think all of them are available right now on Blu-ray, but most of the other movies you've done are available on Blu-ray on that website. And
yeah, all my films, I don't know if I added They See You on there yet, but I probably should. But all of my films should be available on Blu-ray on there. And then of course, I actually just got word. Was it today? I don't know. Today or yesterday, I got word that Angel, which was released on digital last year everywhere, is now being released physically on June 7th. It's being released at like Best Buy and Walmart and all that on June 7th. So I just got that information.
Yay.
That's awesome.
Physical release for that film. That's earlier work from like 2016, 2017. So
way back then.
Don't judge me too bad on that stuff. I feel like
Kevin always mentions it. He loves to see the progression.
I like to see your first like short films and then compare that with Phantom Fun World. Maybe like
films, yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I personally love that. I love seeing the progression and like seeing like, all right, he learned this from this. I think see how you've grown. I mean, I don't know. It's interesting to me.
I feel like this film with these guys, and I'll say this, and you can ask them. But my favorite part of this film was the actors that were involved with this film and the characters. I feel like this film is just it knew what it was. I wasn't trying to figure it out along the way what it was, and I feel like it is the most cohesive from a Jesus, Sabrina, the most from a story perspective that I've had. It was just direct and to the point, and there was no like, oh, let's take this sidewalk off over here for this subplot. You know what I mean? It was just the plot was straightforward, and I got to go through the footage, and I love what we got. I think this film, like I said, has a lot of potential to be something that people gravitate towards and really enjoy.
Nice. Cool. And are you planning on hopefully continuing it? Like someone mentioned a trilogy. Are you like? Because I know you have one film that has
that was Jaron. He was our first AC on the film, and about a zillion other things he did during making the movie. But the way that it's, without giving too much away, the way that this story, I kind of see this story, is that it's a 3-arc structure. So if that were to happen, the stories are there. I've talked to some of them about certain aspects of it, and I actually just started doing an outline, which is what I do first of like my films. I'll do an outline before I ever start writing a script. So the way that this film ends, I feel like if people like it, which I hope that they do, we could continue. But the way that this film ends, there's no like
clear-cut need for a sequel. Or
you know what I mean? It's like they did with Halloween 2018. Like if that was it, that was it, Mm-hmm. But if people like it and are like, oh crap, we love these characters, there's a lot more story that we can tell with the 4 people that are on the screen right now. And then of course, LC, who plays the Phantom.
Nice.
Then you can always, once you get that, extra money for the Indiegogo, you could take that, after credit scene and then throw that in there if need be.
Yeah. But these guys were my favorite part of making this movie were these guys. And I feel like we had all kinds of moments making this film that was challenging and stressful, and it was not always easy. But usually my perspective is if something is easy, usually doesn't amount to much on my past movies. The Wicked one, which is what I'm still known for to this day, was very difficult to make. And then that sort of, for what it was, I mean, that sort of took on a little bit of a life of its own. So I feel like with this, although not always easy, I feel like we really had some moments there that made it all totally worth it. Whether it was in the tunnels, the emotional stuff, whether it was Celeste absolutely being a trooper and putting herself through it, trying to jump on a carousel, and she made it on the carousel, but she didn't make it around the carousel. And I mean, it was in the freezing cold. I mean, there was so many things that were challenging or taxing about this production. the wind, for God's sakes, the wind blew one night. It was like a tornado, and we were filming, and Jace's hair was not perfect for him, and he was being an actor, and he was like, no, my hair's going this way, it needs to go this way, and it was stuff like that.
Kind of hard to film when it looks like, this.
I was thinking more of the was it like David Spade and like Tommy Boy or whatever, when the wind blew and it was obviously a toupee. As a young kid, that'd be weird. But so there, it sounds like there was some challenges. Do you guys, like, individually, do you have any challenges that stick out? Like something that, especially like some of the younger actors. I'm not saying that you're old, Wes. I'm just saying, like. I'm probably way older. But do you have any moments that would like stick out that you would like share with other people? That are like, oh, when I was doing this movie, this crazy thing happened. Is there anything that you share with your family and friends about like your time on set? I'll start with Spencer.
Yeah. So the blood is really sticky, and in the right weather, the right temperature, it congeals, and that sucks, but it's very fun being covered in it. If I could honestly, like, I know this isn't like an advice question, but if I could give advice to any actor who's going to go in the horror industry, it would be to make sure that you know how to scream without damaging your body. Because I was screaming like crazy, and if I didn't know how to do it properly, like I don't think I would be able to talk to this day.
That's good advice.
What a shame.
Oh, snap. No, you didn't. Celeste, is there? Oh, so actually, Spencer, before I go over to Celeste, did you find yourself like just sticking to everything when you were covered in blood?
Yeah, but I liked to torture the crew a lot. I used to go around and just kind of like, wipe the neck or the cheek or the hand, and then they wouldn't even know it until 3 hours later. So.
Can we? So while they're telling their favorite parts of the film, can I tell my favorite thing for each of them?
Sure. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So she told her favorite thing. So my favorite thing that she did was she shows up to set her, and she was there a few days early. But when we got to her first day of shooting, which was at Gaddytown, she was like, "So I'm trying to think of what to call Wes." She's like, this doesn't really fit because what was in the script didn't match him. So she starts, he left. She starts throwing out all these names. And it was like, because he plays a security guard, right? And she was like, so do I call him Blart? And do I call him this or that? And then she said, do I call him Sticky Bush? And Bush Stuck. That is my favorite thing that Spencer did on the set. Like, I still call him Sticky Bush. When we're texting,
Thanks, Spencer.
Sticky Bush.
Also, I should note that I think the runner-up was Tater Tot, and the other runner-ups, I can't so.
There was a lot. There was like 20.
Yeah.
I would prefer Tater Tot myself.
Yeah, Tater Tot infinitely better than Sticky Bush, but
kind of reminds me of Ron White. You ever see that? What is it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Comedy tour or whatever. You call it the Tater.
Yeah.
Tater Tot.
So yeah, do you have so you like after I asked Celeste when you want to give yours, Troy, for Celeste?
Sure.
All right, we'll do it that way. Celeste.
Wait, so the question is the craziest, most difficult?
Yeah. Something that happened on set that you're like, oh my god, this is insane. Well, you already mentioned the jumping on the whatchamacallit. Would it be that?
Definitely. It was like 4 a.m. We had
It's always 4 a.m.
the night before, and I'm trying to jump on this carousel, and I'm going full force. I'm like, I'm gonna do this thing, and I'm in character in the moment, so I'm like going for it, and I'm smacking into every horse that I walk by, getting all bruised up. Like the next day, my arms were just covered in bruises, and I got to a point where I got so scared on there, not of the situation like that was going on for my character, but I was scared because I thought that like I was going to fall off this thing. I thought I was going to knock other people off of this thing, and it's just 4 a.m. I'm so dizzy, and like if you look up, it just completely throws you off. it was insane. It was really scary, but I was really happy that the entire like cast and crew, like they were all very thoughtful and careful, and we were able to work something out to make the whole thing work out even better, in my opinion, honestly.
Nice.
So yeah, Tori's a great director and kept me safe, so I appreciate that.
And that's what I love.
It did make me think of that movie Carousel. Have you guys seen that movie or heard of it? It's literally a carousel horse
that now.
that speaks and he murders people, and there's a sex scene in the movie, and it's weird. It's still fun. It's just bizarre. Yeah. So Tony, what were you saying?
Yeah, I was going to say that it's amazing. Like we talk about it a lot, how, you know, IMDb comments or whatever, like people don't realize what goes into filming. They think they have like the corner, like they know everything about filmmaking and stuff. Right. So it's just like, you do realize that it's not anything near what you think. So like no stunt doubles or whatever. So you're probably walking around with bruises and like, what happened to you kind of deal. But it's amazing how no one realizes the craziness that happens on, you know, film sets.
I distinctly remember one time too, like falling, and when I got up, I thought there was fake blood on my knee, but it was real blood running into the fake blood. So sometimes those things happen. There's real falls happening in these movies, like especially in indie film. You don't, like you said, you don't have a stunt double. There's no one stepping in for these actors being the person who fell down. Like, it's real. So it's a lot of hard work, but it's all worth it.
Nice. So do you have a story for Celeste?
For Celeste? Yeah. So we were filming in these tunnels, which is like the inside of the walls or whatever. And Spencer's being attacked. And I had the picture. I don't know how I could get it on here, but Celeste lets out this Spencer monster and calls it a monkey howl. She let out this howl, and she like grabs the wall and like leans back and just like, ah! I mean, it's like, it's very theatrical, and she didn't like it, but I'm keeping it in the movie.
I was like, please don't keep that where monkey scream. I didn't mean to do it. It just happened, and then I watch it, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, it was funny at the time, but literally, it's like powerful because of what's going on in that scene. So the monkey house stays, Celeste. So.
Nice. And if you end up doing action figures, you can do one that has like a little push button where it's just a monkey howl sound.
That would be great.
Like, yeah, the mouth opens. Everything. That'd be awesome. Wes, do you have a moment on set that we're like, oh, I mean, you've obviously you've done a lot of other like larger things with it being independent and smaller budget. Like you said, there's no trailers to go just hang out in.
That was the horrifying part.
That was, yeah, no trailers. Yeah, was there anything that really just sticks out?
I try to like think of something without, because everything's so like, you know, spoiler heavy, I guess. But I think the night that we were shooting, that they were talking about the winds. My character is very bloody at one point, and the positioning that I was in, I could see like the trees bending, and I was like, "This is how I go. This is it." So like, what a shame. First my car, first me, then my car. But yeah, like everything was for my character was pretty comfortable, with the exception of the winds and the cold sometimes. But yeah,
the cold. God, the cold.
The cold. Yeah. I'll just say that blood does get cold, and when it congeals between your butt crack.
You have to like boil water every time you go to the bathroom after that, because you just like, douse it.
Bloody mess.
Yeah. I think we had someone on like this a while ago, and they had this whole scene where they had to lay down, and they ended up sticking to a tarp, and they had to like peel them off a tarp because of the blood. That's some stuff right there. So Tori, do you have any West stories that stick out without giving anything away?
Yeah. I think what sort of set the precedence for me with Wes and our relationship kind of is his first night on set, we were filming on the building that served as the exterior, and my back, I have like a bad back, so I was laying on the concrete trying to get my back to stop like having a spasm or whatever, and Wes is like over there next to me, being a paramedic, asking me if I'm okay and all that, and he just kept that same like caring like demeanor the whole film. He was always like asking me like, "Are you okay?" or "You like that? Is there anything you don't like?" I was like, if I didn't like it, brother, I would tell you I didn't like it, you know. But my favorite thing about Wes, man, is he's just super positive, and he's obnoxiously positive. Like even when you're like, this sucks right now, we're out in the code, he's still super positive about what he's doing, and that speaks volumes to him as an actor and stuff, I think.
Nice. Well, that's a good thing. That's a good detriment, I guess.
Yeah.
So, Jace, what about you? Any well, besides the wind and your hair blowing in your face, anything that sticks out?
I don't really know if this counts as something for me, but there's a scene. It's the windy scene, where I'm fighting with Wes, I guess, and there's a it's a horror movie.
It's fine.
There's gonna be
Everyone
fighting.
fights with
Everyone
everyone.
fights with everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So there's at one moment where I throw him, but I'm not, because safety reasons, and we don't have stunt doubles. I'm not supposed to actually throw him onto the gravel. Yet in one of the takes, he full sends. He goes for it, and he flips and he just hits the ground. I'm like, oh my god, are you okay? Jaren tried to salvage it because he's on the moving camera, but it just ends up going. So, the cold
Apparently,
was
little
another.
brothers are protective of their older sisters. Just so you know, like you can't like their older sisters. They want to kick your butt.
Well,
You said the cold as well was bad.
The cold as well, and it probably wouldn't be as bad if I wasn't a pencil. Like, man, come on.
Well, I mean, it's a good problem to have, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I, for one, am jealous. But so Tori, do you have any Jace stories that stick out? I mean, you've worked with him on other movies as well. You can even throw in from one of the other movies. I'm just kidding. You don't have to do that.
Jace. So with Jace, one of the things I'll say, the fight, the choreography of this thing, the fight stuff, he did that. Like he took it upon himself he got trained. He did all this mixed martial arts training, and then his mom was sending me videos of it along the way. So that was pretty cool because he come in there like the Karate Kid and had all this choreography and stuff, and got to do all this cool stuff, and it looks great. We did about 400 takes of that fight scene.
But it was fun.
It was, yeah, but there's a lot of it, and it does look great. So I'm excited to see that cut together, and how that plays out.
Nice, cool. So when the movie's finally done, and completed, are you going to be doing? I know it's different now because of everything in the world, but are you planning on doing like a festival run, or is it something where you're going to just look for distribution, like right out of the gate, and just go that route, or what are your plans?
Be honest, I would like to submit to some bigger festivals, just to see. Again, I think there's a lot of potential there. Right now, my focus is on where are we going to have the premiere, either late this fall, early winter, or like early next year, because I want that to be a special event for all of them. If that so happens to take place at like a convention or a big convention, that would be cool too. It's just finding one that they can all travel to, because most everyone is on the East Coast of the United States, right? So they're either in Atlanta or in Ohio or Kentucky, or Jace is in. Are you in Indiana or Ohio?
Ohio.
Ohio. So it would probably have to be a convention in Ohio or something like that. So we will see how that goes. But that's my focus right now. But definitely distribution. I think this qualifies for a bigger distribution, just because of what I've seen, and just because of now we know that
Old Man Smithers has really been the Phantom.
that's a Scooby-Doo reference.
They would have gotten away with it too.
Yeah, it's true. They would have.
Weren't for us meddling kids.
Yeah. So speaking of conventions, are you like because that's something that I've always been into. Tony just recently in the last couple of years got into conventions. I'm like Wes, you've done conventions and stuff in the past, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. A few, not a lot, but a few. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, you everyone else, like, have you ever been a guest at a convention or anything? Yeah. Celeste, you have been, and Spencer too. Jace, you've been as well. Wow, you guys are all pros. I don't know where to go now.
I don't know about that.
So was like, have you done multiple conventions, and what was it for? Just out of curiosity. So Celeste, what was it for?
Oh, my boyfriend and I make our own films as well. So we've had our films screened at Days of the Dead here in Atlanta and Horror Hound.
Nice. That's awesome. Those are actually two bucket list conventions. I want to go to Texas Frightmare as well. One of these years.
Oh my goodness.
Texas Frightmare. I want to be all over that. But yeah, Days of the Dead. I would like. I totally.
Hit me up if you're coming to the Atlanta one ever. We'll definitely go back. We're friends with the people who run it as well. They're super awesome. George and Audrey. They're great.
Nice.
Yes.
So Spencer, what did you go to conventions for? Like, what were you, I guess, for?
I actually go to different queer women in media conventions. So there was one in Las Vegas. It's called Klexicon, and that was back in 2017, 18. So it's been a while.
Yeah. Is it similar to like a horror convention? I mean, it's all I've been to is horror conventions and like comic book conventions, and it's a little different, I'm assuming.
Yeah, basically it's famous queer women or women who have played queer characters in TV and movies. So we had Tara from Buffy come. We've had, if you've seen Winona Earp, which is like a sci-fi horror show, we've had all of those actors come. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of like a horror convention, whereas like it's organized like one, but it's very gay.
Sounds cool. I mean, that's the thing is like we're assuming that we always joke around saying you don't see like rom-com conventions out there, but I'm sure they will be eventually.
Why has no one got Sarah Paulson for these conventions either? Like, I'm talking about you, Horror Hound. Like, I need to meet Sarah, please.
She's probably so expensive.
I would do it.
That's probably
I would put the money down and just do it.
Next Phantom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh snap!
Sure.
There you go. So Wes, like you said, you've done a few. Was it for what was it? Was it all for Blair Witch, or was it for?
It was.
For other stuff?
It was all tied to Blair Witch somehow. I was lucky enough to do. We did not our premiere, but our reveal, I guess, from the woods to Blair Witch at San Diego Comic-Con, which is something I'd always wanted to go to. And I don't think there would be a possible cooler way to go there than what happened. But other than that, really, that's kind of it. I've been to conventions, but as a guest, very few.
That's pretty sick. I've always wanted to go to San Diego as well. I mean, I would probably like within 10 minutes of being there, being like, get me out of this building, because it's just like I don't like being too cramped. It just seems like it's wall to wall people, but
There's a lot of people.
All the cool stuff is there. And actually, that's most of the stuff that I sell on eBay is stuff from San Diego Comic-Con, anyways. So I could have just eliminate the middleman. So Jace, what were you at conventions for? Was it the other movie that you did with Tory, or was it a different one?
Yes, I've only been to one horror convention because I'm boring like that. But yeah,
That's not boring. That's not boring.
No, I'm.
So go ahead.
Boring. I'm boring. I'm boring. I'm lame.
Oh.
But besides that, he held the premiere for They See You at Fright Night, and so I went there for a couple days just to promote the movie and talk about it and show some of the things that were from the movie. We signed like 300 inserts for Blu-rays. It hurts, man.
That's pretty awesome, man.
Well, get ready for it. I'm sure.
Yeah, for real. It's just gonna be more and more and more. So get one of those like hand grippy things, so that way you get your writing skills back up, or just get a typewriter.
I find it's far more tiring to hand the autographs back to people because they're like, we don't want this, or to take them back. There you go. That's it.
Take them back.
Take it back. I don't want this.
I was gonna say, like, I've had plenty of people not hand me an autograph. They just sign it, then you just like grab the next one, and I'm just like, okay, thanks, and I just here's your $35. Yeah. The best one though is I was very nervous the first time I met Sid Haig, and he signed something for me, and then I turned around and walked away, and he's like, hey asshole, and I was like, I knew he was talking about me. And I turned around, I'm like, yeah. And he's just like, you forgot your autograph. I'm like, I'm sorry. He's like, that's okay. I would have just sold it to another piece of shit named Kevin. I'm like, awesome. Cool, man. And he signed it to Kevin. I'll bash your fucking balls in. I'm like, all right, this is awesome. Sid's the man. He was the man. He was on the show once. I'm just going to, beep, beep, toot my own horn. But so what's next? It just fell over.
I didn't just drop my camera. Hey, listen.
Okay. Anyways, so besides this movie, do you guys have anything else in the works that you want people to check out? Like any other projects besides this one that are coming out sooner, maybe, that people can check you out in? Spencer, do you have anything?
Not that's coming out soon. I mean, Phantom's probably the most recent one that I filmed. But I'm going to be in something called Wolf Hollow. And then another one.
I think we had a bunch of people on for that, didn't we?
Yeah, we had. Was it who directed? Not LC, was it?
Mark Cantu.
Yes, we had Mark on. Yep.
Yeah.
I think we had some of the producers and stuff too. So yeah, that one's. I'm very interested in that one, so I'm excited for that one as well. So.
Yeah, and then one called Demons Within, which is my first lead in a feature. So. That'll be fun.
Cool. Yeah. And just because it's almost about time to wrap up, where can people go to follow you to find out more information about what you got coming out?
Instagram is the best place. It's the Goodbye Ghoul. All one word, all lowercase.
That's a great handle right there. I'm jealous.
You can find me on OnlyFans.
I don't want to.
Instagram. Just
for you
West,
as well.
I think it's West.Robinson. So.
Nice. And do you have anything else coming out that people can check out? Or
I do. I'm actually doing another film with Celeste in the fall that LC Holt is directing.
Nice.
Dog. Yeah, we're very excited about that. We love LC. We think he's great.
Actually, I think Daniel John was talking about that one.
Oh, yep. Yeah, Daniel John. Is he one of the producers?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, he's been on a bunch. He's a great dude. Yeah. So Celeste, besides that one and other stuff, what else do you have coming out?
Also, my boyfriend and I, like I said, we have our own production company. It's called Simpatico Pictures. If you guys get a chance to check it out, we've got a couple shorts coming out soon. We actually just did the 48 here in Atlanta, and we won second place. So we'll be putting that one out soon, as well as one that's kind of our ode to Scooby-Doo, and it's called Susie Q, Where Are You? That one was super fun to make, so I'm excited for that to get done. That's in post right now. And then, of course, Watchdog. And we're also shooting a short called The House Among the Trees with a friend named Tyler Warner and our friend Blair as well, who is on this film as well. So
nice.
It's been nice. We've made a lot of film friends from this, and we got a good little group working together. So
that's the one thing we bring it up a lot. We tend to see, like, especially like the last couple of years, we've seen a lot of the same actors kind of like working together. I'm calling it like the new Rat Pack, and they just all kind of move around from movie to movie and move, But it's awesome because they're putting out stuff I'm like excited for, So that's good. I mean, that's probably the only good thing that's come out of the pandemic was there's a lot of really cool indie horror that's kind of being showcased. Places like Tubi, where some of your stuff, Tori, is at right now, and from what I understand, better payouts on Tubi than there are on Amazon. So and it's free. So go ahead. Why aren't you on Tubi right now, everybody? Well, wait till the show's over, then go on Tubi. So yeah, that's it's pretty awesome. There's been a lot of really, really cool indie horror stuff that's in the works that I'm very, very much looking forward to. And now we just have to wait for everything to come out. But Jace, do you have anything else coming out that you want people to know about?
No. I really don't think anything I'm waiting on coming out yet, other than, of course, Phantom Fun World, and then They See You being released.
Nice.
Not on Blu-ray.
So where can people go to follow you and keep up on your mixed martial arts and other things that you do?
I can go to Jace Carson _08.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Carson are not capitalized. So
okay.
Yeah. Sorry, nothing.
It's okay. So Tori, you said that you're going to be relaunching another crowdfunding. When is that going to start?
A week from Friday, June 10th. Probably be that morning, probably 9 or 10 p.m. on June 10th. We'll have some cool perks, some cool ways to get involved. That's where you'll see your first look at the film for Phantom and sort of give you a vibe for what the film is going to be. But I hope everybody likes it. And I hope they do, so I can get these guys back together and we can follow it up with a sequel, which would be a
Sticky Bush.
Sticky Bush.
Sticky Bush, yeah.
It's called Phantom Sticky Bush.
Phantom Sticky Bush, Curse of the Tater Tots. So, Celeste, Instagram? Did I cut you off before that?
Yeah, but it's fine. Yeah, no, it's totally cool. Yeah, I'm mostly on Instagram. I would say Celeste Blandon, which is my full name. Yeah.
Cool. And Tori, you're on Instagram as well. I just looked for your name and found you. Plus, that your website, and like I was saying before, go to the merch page and just buy a bunch of stuff. Tony, you're going to be all over it because he's got physical media there, and he's got pretty cool looking shirts. He's wearing one right now. I love the logo. So I'm going to have to grab one of those. But anyways, so yeah, go follow Tori everywhere that social media is, and find out more about Phantom Fun World when that is coming out. And actually, the audio for this is going to be coming out next Tuesday, so that'll be right before the next crowdfunding goes live as well. So Tony, where can people find you?
You can find me at Tony Has Nine Fingers on YouTube, where I do movie reviews, unboxings, anything movie related. You'll find me on there. Tony Has Nine Fingers on Twitter, which I hardly ever use. Tony Has Nine Fingers on TikTok, which I do not twerk at all. But yes, you can find me there. What I do, movie stuff, and then Tony's Movies on Instagram, where I show off the movies behind me. And also check out the Wicked Horror Show Instagram, where you find anybody that's coming on next week, or previous guests, or anything like that. And of course, here most Tuesday nights, whether we have awesome guests like this, or it's just horror movie talk, you'll find us here Tuesday nights, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Kevin?
Yeah, just real quick. This Frank mentioned the poster. I was going to bring that up. You have sick artwork for your movies. I don't know who does them, but I like when I especially I think it was Wicked Ones. Or no, the sequel. I was like, right away it reminded me of Dark Crystal for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like the poster for Dark Crystal, which is awesome. I don't know who you found for an artist, but whoever it is, they're sick.
Yeah. They're all different people, honestly.
Really?
For Wicked Ones, that was Nathan Thomas Milner. He actually is the guy who did the artwork for the Before the Mask Leslie Vernon comic book. He did all of that.
Nice.
He's done a lot of work for Scream Factory and several big projects. A lot of what you see.
Somebody loves Jace. Just putting it out there.
Shane, hold on.
But we haven't actually on the topic of the poster. The one that you guys share and that is on the first Indiegogo is just the teaser poster. We haven't actually unveiled the main poster yet, but that is
that one's sick too.
Yeah.
So you should put out T-shirts of that stuff because I would also wear that. I'm just gonna say I'll buy them, but I won't buy them all. So maybe think about it before you do it because I'm sure it's not cheap. But yeah, as far as myself, just follow me a knuckle on Instagram. Besides the live show here, I also do reviews with the 13th Wolfman over on the audio side, and part of Black and White Fright and Violence Buffet, which are two other podcasts that I'm on that are both a waste of time. I'm just kidding; they're fun. So, anyways, thank you all for watching / listening, and thank you guys for coming on. I'm very much looking forward to this one, and yeah, we'll talk to you later. Goodbye.